Great morning, everybody. Great morning, great morning. Great morning, everybody. Got me a little music happening. Do me a favor, guys. Invite as many people as you can to come hang out with us this morning during breakfast with the Brookses. Hope you guys are doing well. Let me know how the sound is coming across, guys. I'm playing with some new things. I just want to make sure that we are good. Great morning, everybody. Great morning, great morning. When you come in the room, do me a favor. Let me know what city are you chiming in from and what's the weather. What city are you chiming in from and what is the weather? Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. We're going to be getting started here in about 1 minute, guys. About 1 minute. Welcome to Breakfast with the Brookses. For those of you guys who are just hopping in the room, my name is Glenn P. Brooks Jr. I'm an author, I'm a speaker, I'm a coach. I'm super excited about every opportunity that I get to show up. And today we're going to talk about some things I think that's really going to help some people, not only in marriages, but even single people who are looking towards getting married. I see you, Nikkei. I'm glad that the sound is working. I'm doing something a little bit different. Good morning, Atlanta is in the building. Here's what's hilarious to me, Carla. Carla said Atlanta is hot. I ain't never seen nobody actually spell that word like that. I done heard the word. I done heard the word hot. But I ain't never seen nobody spell it like that. Tiffany Childs, great morning, great morning. Chiming in, guys. Do me a favor. Rep your city. What is the temperature? Deirdre Bell, what's up? Miss you guys. Sounds good. Good morning. Columbia, Maryland, 79 degrees. I tell you right now, we are getting ready to creep up on the dog days of summer. We're going to get started here in a few seconds, guys. I got a little music track that I found I like, and I just wanted to share with you guys, see what y'all think. We're going to get into a subject this morning that's going to really help you guys out, I think, particularly for those of you guys who are married. But here's what I need to do. I need to get our likes up. I need to get our subscriptions to the page up. I need y'all to subscribe. If you've never subscribed to the page, do me a favor and do that now. Also, do me a favor, click the share button. Share this out to as many people as possible. Stephanie representing from Lusby, Maryland, Southern Maryland. It has been a minute, Stephanie, since I've been to Southern Maryland. So guys, listen. Welcome to Breakfast with the Brookses. For those of you who are just hopping on, again, my name is Glenn P. Brooks Jr. Here I is, author, speaker, coach, and I'm riding solo today, y'all. I'm sitting in, I feel like a news anchor, sitting in for Sheri Brooks Jr. No, Sheri is still not feeling too well. She's been battling migraines all week, kind of off and on. So y'all pray for your sister. But you know your boy, we're going to hold it down. And I just wanted to just check in with you guys just to kind of keep this thing going, guys. We got a lot of stuff going on. Good morning, Purcellville representing at 73 degrees. I know that's right, Teresa. I know that's right. Tiffany, it is 81 in D.C. Wow. That's what's up. So, guys, listen. I want you guys to do me a huge favor. My goal really is to get this word out to as many people as possible. And so I know I got our folks who you guys are just, y'all are fan favorites. Y'all are regulars. Y'all are here every week. God knows I appreciate you on an entirely different level for showing up and investing in yourselves, really. For all of you guys who are new to the channel, my name's Glenn P. Brooks Jr. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. I'm a coach. My wife and I created an online relationship academy. It'll be 4 years ago. I cannot believe it. Come this January, right? And we what we do in that relationship community is we literally help people build relationships with great intentionality. And our entire goal there, guys, really is to help people to really grow in a healthy and functional way. We do that across 5 different group coaching platforms. One is for couples. One is also for parents. We have a group coaching room specifically for singles who are trying to level up their personal lives in such a way that they position themselves for the very best marriage possible, should and if that day comes for them. And then we also have a room specifically for men, and then one for women only, so that we can help them work on their relationships individually as well. All month long, we've been talking about friendship. We've been dealing with it on different kinds of levels. And today, I decided that I wanted to come and speak about something that we do with great intentionality inside of our marriage. Great to have Mashawn. Great to have Nikki on. Tiffany, good to see you. Do me a huge favor, guys. Again, share this out to as many people as possible. I dropped a quick note on my Facebook page. If you want to bump over there and just share that Facebook page as well, or that Facebook post on my personal page, that would be super amazing, so that we can get as many people in the room as possible. Before we go on, first of all, that Relationship Academy, you can become involved with that. If you're not a part of our Relationship Academy, we certainly would love to connect with you. Do me a favor, click the link, glennpbrooksjr.com. It is right there. We went on ahead and got a new, Sheri did that. Isn't that pretty? She put that together. glennpbrooksjr.com. That's the website. I want you to go there and just click, I think it's discovery session, a discovery session that you want to get to learn more about us. And we can talk about how you can be a part of that Relationship Academy community. But I'm looking at this beautiful mug that Sheri created, and you guys have seen us drinking out of this for a while now. And it's the Breakfast with the Brooks mug. I'm not sure if it's coming across well, but if you want one of those as you are sitting with us on the morning, every Saturday morning, certainly go to the website, glennpbrooksjr.com, and click on products. Click on products. We got a bunch of products there. Sheri got me this nice little hoodie that says "We all need some help." I'm not sure if that's available there, but we got some other things that are there that you might want to get. Certainly grab you a mug so that you can get coffee and you can sit with us. Now, I'm repping my regular B mug this morning because it's bigger. It's 16 ounces, and I need a little something this morning, particularly because I am holding it down by myself, and I need to make sure I carry this energy-wise. So, guys, we're going to talk about 5 things. I want you to put in the chat 5 things, 5 ways, 5 ways. Put that in the chat, 5 ways, 5 ways. Let me say this so that you guys are super clear. Your marriage is not going to grow because you love each other. Let me just get that out the way. Your marriage is not going to get better. It's not going to grow because y'all just love each other. It's not enough. And there has to be some nurturing that takes place, because if it does not, I promise you, like me and many of you, your marriage will end in divorce. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's just a fact of the matter is, and I don't care how saved you are. And the reason why is because here's what I've learned. I was saved and I loved Jesus in my first marriage, and it came to a complete halt after 12 years. Why? The reason why was because I did not do any work. I need y'all to hear that. How many of you guys go to a job and you see people show up and they don't do any work, but they get paid? Put your hands up. Raise your hand. Now, we ain't going to put no names out there, so don't put nobody out there. But how many people, you go to a job, you're at work, and everybody is getting paid, but there are some people that are not doing any work? Let me ask you a question. Raise your hand if you know people like that. Raise your hand, or put a thumbs up, or put a yes, or put a 1. Let me know that you know those kind of people. Let me tell you what I know. Their tenure on that job is short-lived. Hello? Their ability to get promoted is not going to last if they have one at all. Their tenure, their length of time, their stay at that job is going to be short-lived, and quite frankly, it's not going to be a great experience for them or for the people around them, because they don't put in any work. Hey, Tracy, good to see you. Thanks, Mashawn, for putting that hand up. I appreciate that, Carla. Y'all know those people. You're doing your work and their work. Let's translate that to relationships. When you're in a relationship and you're doing your work and their work, that relationship will be short-lived. I promise you that. I don't care how much you love each other or Jesus. And the reason why I go so hard in the paint is you're talking to a guy who absolutely has a solid relationship with the Lord, but it irritates me to hear believers talk about, or people who are, as my old friend Deron Cloud would say, believers not unbelievers, but believers like the uncola. The truth of the matter is that they think, quote, God is enough. That is true in theory, but it's not true in practicality. Does that make sense? That's true scripturally, but that's not true in practicality. The question becomes, how do you carry that out? So today we're going to talk about 5 simple ways to strengthen your friendship. I'm a huge fan of Dr. John Gottman. He runs the Gottman Institute. He's a professor. I don't know if he's still on staff at the University of Washington, but he's an incredible writer. If you ever want to get any books on marriage, just Google Gottman. Google John Gottman. He's an amazing dude. I pulled up an article written by him, or well, actually not him, but it was submitted, and he got a thing online called the Gottman Institute. And I wanted to kind of go over this and put my twist on some things that they're saying here that I think is absolutely incredibly important. So we said 5 things. And I appreciate you guys sharing the love. I appreciate you guys telling everybody. But number 1 is make small moments into pivotal experiences. Put that in the chat. Make small moments big. Put that in the chat. Make small moments big. I'm going to tell you how to strengthen a friendship. When you learn how to make a small moment a big deal, it will strengthen your friendship. In other words, the truth of the matter is that the way I see it is that, guys, you're going to be together for quite some time. Yes? Let me turn my microphone down a little bit. You're going to be together for quite some time. And the truth of the matter is that if you're not careful, you will ignore small moments or treat them as if it's just a thing. It's just, well, you did that already. When I say make small moments big, I want you to look for reasons to lean into the relationship. Let me give you an example. So a small moment is that my wife got a great performance review on her job. That's a small moment because the truth of the matter is, you're going to have those, right? Periodically throughout the year, you may get 3 or 4 of those or whatever the case may be. And it's a small moment in time, but I make it big. Hey, come on, let's go celebrate. No, she didn't get any money behind it. She didn't get a promotion behind it, but she was celebrated on her job. Let's go celebrate. Let's go grab something to eat. Let's go sit and do something. Let's go make that a time. When I talk about making small moments big, what you're talking about is using those as opportunity to be pivotal experiences. Let me say this so that you're clear, guys. There are moments in your marriage where you can take a small moment and make it big, and it becomes a pivotal situation. In other words, that's the moment where something changed or something turned in the relationship. That's a moment right there where you decided, you know what, we're going to go ahead and lean into this thing and grow. I was on a call yesterday with a client of mine, and he had a pivotal moment in his relationship with a business partner that he said, you know what, it made the difference in me staying in business with this person or not. And they choose to celebrate small moments. If you're ready for number 2, put number 2 in the chat. Put a number 2 in the chat. And some of these things, guys, are going to be things that, let's just be honest, there's nothing new under the sun, right? Solomon said that. Here's the truth. Here's the truth, guys. But the problem is that people are not applying stuff. So that's why, even though there's no necessarily new information or there's nothing new under the sun, if you don't apply what you know, it's new to you. It's new to you. So I want you to put a number 2 in the chat. I'm going to share some things with you you probably have heard before, but I'm going to put a different spin on it. I want you to put a number 2 in the chat. Do I got a string of number 2s? Yes, I do. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate that, Stephanie. Thank you so much for putting a number 2. I love it that you guys participate. Let me tell you why this is important, particularly on this side of the camera, because I can't see you there. The only way I know you're there is that you talk to me through the chat. And I don't know about you, but as a speaker, I'm not interested in speaking to an empty room. Why would I do that? I got other stuff to do, right? So I appreciate the fact that you guys chime in and you engage in this process. Francis, great to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for participating. So number 2 is express genuine interest. Express genuine interest in your spouse or in your partner. Let me tell you why that word genuine is there. When I say genuine, it has to be authentic. Let me tell you what I know about relationships, guys. People can tell when you fake. People can tell when you're disingenuous. There's nothing more frustrating than being in a relationship with somebody who is just mocking you in a sense, or they're tolerating you. if you will. They can tell when you're disingenuous. And I think that when you learn how to express genuine interest, I'll give you a quick example. If Sheri comes back from getting her hair cut, because now she's rocking a short style, well, she got something else done, and I don't know what they call it. It's some kind of thing she had. It's a braid of some kind, but y'all forgive me. I don't know the name of it. But when she came home and her hair was done, I routinely practice sitting there and talking about her experience while getting that done. Now, first of all, it took 6 hours for her to get her hair done, right? Normally, she's rocking the short style. She has been for quite some time now. She's all natural, but she said, I'm tired of that because it's growing and it's kind of an in-between thing and it's doing what it wants to do. So she decides to go get it braided. Well, one of the things that I noticed was how natural that kind of braid looked. You know, I always think it's particularly beautiful when a woman extends beyond herself, but something that looks like it came out of her, not something tacked on like it doesn't fit. Does that make sense? So when my wife came home and I was like, bruh, that first of all, it looked like I woke up and a year later you've grown your hair out and you've twisted it up in something that looks like it came out of your scalp. Now, I'm being very nice and trying not to be judgmental here, but that's just my preference, okay? So don't judge me either. All my sisters understand. You know what I'm saying? Can the junk look like it's supposed to be there? I digress. So I'm not going to do that. But the point I'm making is that becomes a whole experience. I'm expressing genuine interest in her experience. So how'd they do that? This is how I'm talking to her. We sitting there in the car. We ain't pulled off yet. Oh my God, turn around. Girl, that thing look good. So how'd they do that? I loved it. You know what I like about it? And then she starts talking, and then we start talking, and I'm expressing genuine interest in the experience that she wanted. What that does is it nurtures our friendship. That's why when you guys see us show up and we're in the car and we're doing our car karaoke thing, or we messing with the grandkids, or we're doing this, we are legit friends. I look at Chris and Deirdre Bell, just got married. They're not just newlyweds, they are friends. Now, truth, they've known each other for the majority of their lives, but back in the day when they were younger growing up, they wasn't friends like that. They knew each other, they knew some of the same people, but they didn't rock in tight circles like that, only to grow up, become older, and live some life. And the truth of the matter is that they've developed a friendship that led to a marriage that changed the game. And when you see them online, it looks pretty cool because you can tell they're nurturing their friendship. And she smiled. You best believe she did. Michonne, granted, she's, boy, you stupid. That's how she. When I'm showing interest in Sheri, and I'm nurturing our friendship, she'll say stuff like, "Boy, you so silly, you so silly." What that means is keep talking. Chris, they don't understand. So she'll say, "Stop it." She don't really mean stop it. Fellas, let me help you. When they're grinning and they're laughing, they say, "Oh, you a trip." That means keep talking. That means I am enjoying this attention here, right? I am expressing genuine interest. Put number 3 in the chat if you're ready for number 3. Put a number 3 in the chat if you're ready for number 3. Stephanie, that's exactly right. Stephanie said friendship is a game changer. Friendship has led to a marriage. Linda Lee is in the building. Linda, no, that is absolutely true. Here's one of the things that I'm talking about in our singles community. On Thursday nights when we meet with our singles, I am challenging our singles to rethink the friend zone. Let me stop real quick and kind of give you this tidbit. When you say that, Linda, and I look at Chris and I look at Deirdre, for example, who are on the call today, and I look at two people who nurtured their friendship that led, quite frankly, to a marriage, that oftentimes, I'm challenging our singles. If you're not a part of our Singles Relationship Academy on Thursday nights, you really need to be a part of. We're actually doing an intensive throughout the summer, giving you all the building blocks that you need in order to become the best version of yourself so that you're ready to do what needs to be done when you cross over that threshold called marriage. And on Thursday nights, we're talking about friendship. But one of the things that I'm having our singles rethink is the friend zone. And see, oftentimes people get put in the friend zone because there's no romantic interest. There's no emotional connection. As if we think that a friendship cares about the fact that there's no romantic connection. It doesn't. That's the point. If Sheri got out of the friend zone, we wouldn't have nurtured our friendship that led to marriage. If she took me out of the friend zone, and in other words, if I did not stay in the friend zone, I would not have stayed in relationship with long enough for her and I to nurture a friendship that organically evolved and led to marriage. That's the point I'm making. And I think the way we think about the friend zone is like, ooh, I don't like him like that. I don't like her like that. Or, she cool, but she more like my dude or one of my buddies. And I'm saying to myself, but is she a girl though? I'm saying, but do she like boys? And I'm saying girls and boys on purpose because I want y'all to go back in your mind. The question becomes, how many movies have we seen where the guy is all caught up with the one that he's emotionally connected to, but don't want him, and it's evident by their behavior. But then he's got this friend who's a girl who is there for him, talking through it, working through it, figuring it out, helping him not to lose his mind. He's looking over the friend that's in the friend zone. Clearly, there's a connection there. And so my question is, why wouldn't you take a second look? I'm grateful that Sheri did, because she and I wouldn't have been married now 21 years in a row if she had not taken a second look. So we said number two. Number one, for those of you guys who are just jumping in, hey, Marsha, good to see you. Great to see you. Great to see you. For those of you guys who are just hopping in, we're talking about the 5 simple ways to strengthen the friendship in your marriage. Number one, we said make small moments into pivotal experiences, or small moments big. Number two, we said express genuine interest to your partner. And number three, we're gonna go in a little bit, guys. Number three, if you're ready for number three, we got a string of number threes in the chat. Number three, make everything positive in your relationship. Make everything positive in your relationship. And what I want you to hear when I say that word positive, we're talking about married people here. I want you to hear the word foreplay. I'm gonna sip my coffee on that one. What's up, Dre? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. No, I'm telling you right now, here's the problem. We have forgot what foreplay is. Guys, let me help you understand something, fellas. I read a book a long time ago that is the truest thing I've ever heard. The title is called Sex Begins in the Kitchen. So here's what happens when you make positive moments. Make everything positive in your relationship. I want you to think of that word positive as foreplay. Make everything foreplay in your relationship. Let me tell you what I mean when I say that. When it comes to nurturing a friendship, you have to understand that generally is birthed out of something that started in a place of ease. In other words, as friends, you're really comfortable with each other. With friends, you're really excited to be with each other. With friends, you're excited to talk about just random stuff. As friends, you want to spend time all the time. Generally speaking, that produces an environment of ease. That is the foreplay to the relationship itself, to the marriage itself. So if you think about what is foreplay to sex, friendship is to marriage. I need y'all to hear this because this is coming fresh off the... Listen, I got to go sip my tea. Listen, for those... not my tea, but my coffee. It's got me fired up and ready to go. If you want to vibe with me, come on, let's vibe together, y'all. Why am I saying that? Because unfortunately, what most people do is they just want a good marriage with no foreplay. Chris, Dre, all my fellas, they don't listen. They don't understand, fellas. What I'm saying is that she's not interested in a marriage without a friendship. She's not interested in sex without foreplay. Whew, I'm glad I'm riding solo. For those of y'all that just jumped in, listen, I'm holding it down. Sheri not feeling well, but it's all good because I'm feeling really good. You get what I'm saying? And why do I feel good? Because we live this stuff every day. And I think that for Sheri and I, because we lived miserable, and so did our former spouses in relationships prior to one another, that we now have learned what it looks like to do a successful relationship. And we're in community with people that help us to continue to nurture that. That's why I thank God for the MAPS community. If you're part of our MAPS community, if you are in the Relationship Academy, put a hashtag MAPS rocks in the chat, please. If you are a member of our MAPS Relationship Academy, put hashtag MAPS rocks, please. If you're in the singles community, put hashtag MAPS singles rocks. If you're in the couples community, put hashtag MAPS couples rocks, because it's in the nurturing of that community that keeps rebirthing this kind of stuff in us. Y'all, let me say this so that y'all are super clear. My community drives me to be a better me. Because of y'all, I am challenged to be a better husband, to be a better friend, to be a better father, because I have to be an example. And quite frankly, not only am y'all looking to me, but I'm looking to y'all. Like, we need each other to make it. Does that make sense? Like, I need Andre and INA, newlywed, in the MAP. Listen, when people come into the MAPS singles community, they get married. Listen, we tell them in the MAP singles group, the only way you leave this group is that you get married out. Unless you quit. I get it. Some of y'all just don't want to do the work. I understand it. Maybe you'll quit. But when you come into the MAP singles community, when you leave that community, it's because you done got married, as they would say in the DMV. You done got married. You understand what I'm saying? And so the reason why I laugh about that and I'm excited about that, it's not because of me or Sheri. It's because of the community. When you're around that kind of positivity, we spoke about that earlier, it will birth a certain level of growth. And so everybody has put, did I say put a number 4 in the chat if you're ready for the next one? Yeah, put a number 4 in the chat if you are ready for the next one. Put a number 4 in the chat. This is going to be a real good one. We're talking about the 5 simple things, guys. I'm having too much fun. The 5 simple ways to strengthen the friendship in your marriage. And I promise you, it works. By the way, if you want to be a part of the MAPS Relationship Academy, we would love to have you. Go to glennpbrooksjr.com, sign up for a free discovery session. You and I will jump on a call. And if we are a fit, we will gladly invite you to come rock with us. Number 4, I see a bunch of number 4s starting to come into the room. Carla, thank you for that number 4. Carla, I appreciate that. Renee, looks like with a number 4. Tracy, number 4. Thank you. Number 4, this is a huge one, guys. Make your friendship unconditional. Make your friendship unconditional. Hey, Chris, one of the things that I realized, and I shared this with the brothers in our men's community a couple of weeks ago, that Sheri and I had a little tiff, had a little falling out, and it wasn't major, but we had a little situation where I kind of went off on some things. I did went off the handle and just, for a moment in time, just sort of lost my mind for a second. And it was over something that was very, very small, but I took it personal, which I coach people don't do, and I did, and it did not turn out well. One of the things that I told the fellas was this, is that, and I can say this to y'all publicly because I don't mind being transparent. For the first time in 21 years, I went to bed angry with my wife. It's never happened before. For the first time in 21 years, we went to bed angry with one another. Now, for me, that wasn't until 4 o'clock in the morning because I was so angry that I couldn't go to sleep. I was sitting on the couch seething because I was bothered about something that she did. It was not what she did. For me, it was the way I took what she did, and I took it personal. It was just a dropped ball on something I needed her to do for me, and she didn't do it. Or get it done. And quite frankly, I was extremely angry about it because it mattered to me. Well, there was a bunch of mitigating circumstances that caused me to become angry, which had little to nothing to do with her. But here's my point in all of this. And we're talking about number 4, making your friendship unconditional. Even though it was the first time in 21 years that I went to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning angry, she went to bed at 10 o'clock at night angry. By 9 o'clock the next morning, we was good. Let me say this so that I'm real clear with y'all. It ain't that we don't go through stuff. We go through different than most people. It ain't that we don't go through stuff. We go through stuff just like y'all do. I think a lot of people think that maybe they got a perfect scenario. No, we don't. And when we screw up, we share that. Our Maps Relationship Academy folks get to hear stuff that don't nobody hear about where we've missed it. And the reason why is because we're going to be transparent. I promise you. I'm not coming to this platform and I'm going to be fake with you. But the truth of the matter is because Sheri and I have learned how to make our friendship unconditional, and that is this. I refuse to sit with an angry situation or in a place of anger because my friendship can't take that. It's unconditional. It's unconditional. In other words, no matter what goes down, that's my friend. And so the conviction for me to get this right really stemmed from I can't treat my friend like that. I don't get to be mad with my friend like this. And I shared where I was at, and then she shared where she was at, and we both understood where we were coming from, and we agreed that we would do better. But the truth of the matter is that it was the friendship, the unconditional feeling that I have towards Sheri as, listen, our friendship is unconditional. I'm not about to allow things to keep riding and irritate or take away from our friendship. I'm not doing it. I love it. I love it. Deirdre and them said they under the shade tree, having breakfast with the Brookses. Next week, y'all need to have y'all mug with you. Have y'all some coffee, Chris, or tea. Y'all go ahead and get that. This ain't Tony. What's going on, Tonio? Tony Rock 12. I love it. I love it. Listen. Antonio, they already know. Y'all been in the game more than 30 years. If you don't make your friendship unconditional, you will quit. If y'all ready for number 5, put a number 5 in the chat, and we're going to wrap up today. We're talking about 5 ways to strengthen the friendship, particularly in your marriage. Now, this will work across the board. Even if you're dating, this stuff will work. But particularly in a marriage, and let me tell you why this is important for marriages, because friendships get taken for granted inside of a marriage. Guys, if you want a mug, go to glennpbrooksjr.com, click on products, and you can order you a mug. For anybody that wants a mug and wants to be able to sit and sip on your coffee, your tea with breakfast with the Brookses, you can order it at glennpbrooksjr.com. Click on the word products and go ahead and get you, and it'll ship out in a whole bit, and it'll be just kind of cool. And when you get it, what I want you to do is take a picture, take a selfie, tag me on Facebook so that we can get everybody to get their mugs. Guys, listen to me. Number five, we got a string of number 5s in the chat. Hey, Tori, good to see you guys in it. Faith Hawkins, good to see you. Sheer McCall, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right. Great to see you in the room today. Stephanie, thanks for that 5. Tony, thanks for that 5. Carla, thank you for that number 5. Number 5, and this is something that sounds simple. It sounds straightforward. It sounds easy, but I promise you, it is so not true in many marriages. And that is, you have to be on your partner's team. Put that in the chat. Be on your partner's team. Let me say this so that y'all clear. Can I tell you that marriages is more like a team than it is anything else? A lot of times people like to put marriages in the construct of like a business, and they talk investments and that. And I've done those kinds of things, but it's actually more like a team. There is a level of commitment that I have to a team that is unique to that team. In other words, that team can get me to sacrifice because it's for the love of winning. It's for the love of seeing my colleague, my counterpart, my teammate win, that I will sacrifice my body, my mind, my time for the betterment of the team. That's a marriage all day long. But the problem is, one of the key components of nurturing a friendship is by deciding to be an active participant on your partner's team. Marsha, let me say this. As y'all's coach, I'm your teammate. Y'all hear me? As your coach, I am also your teammate. In your listen, let me say this so that y'all are clear. There are some of you guys that you're on others people team over your own spouses. In other words, it's team work people. It's team whatever y'all's, thing that you do for fun. If you're on a bowling league, those people become more of your teammates than your spouse. If you work, a 9 to 5 where y'all are taking trips and y'all are going on these leadership retreats and all them people become your team more than your spouse. That's a problem. That's a problem. Chris, you're absolutely right, sir. Be an active participant on your partner's team. That's a problem. One of the things I love about Tiffany and Rick Childs is that they call themselves Team Childs, and they actually have t-shirts that say that. But it's more than a t-shirt. They really are teammates. Here's what I know about teammates. Teammates sometimes will fuss each other out, but they're holding each other accountable. And at the end of the day, here's what you know about your teammate. They there for you. Y'all hear me? When I say they're there for you, meaning that them jokers are like, yo, we in this together. It is us against the world. It is us against the opponent. And let me give y'all a secret. The opponent in a marriage is everything that comes against it. That's the world system. That's the culture. If you want to call that the devil. Let me tell you something right now. If that is, Becky, hello? If that is Tyrone, hello? Ain't nobody coming home talking about, me and my work husband. Shorty, you better get out of my face. Where'd we get that? That's my work wife. Are you out of your mind? I don't play like that. No. That's my work son. Sure, get out of my. See, we get too familiar with these kinds of words that mean everything. Let me give y'all a super great piece of information. In my first marriage, in my previous relationship with my first wife, when I was caught up in adultery on multiple occasions, it always led from the standpoint of being too familiar with people outside of my relationship, with women outside of my relationship. Y'all hear me? In other words, because we was work friend, that was my work wife, or that was my work this, and we became, there's a level of familiarity that even comes with that term. I ain't trying to be that familiar with you. Huge mistake that I would make is talking about my marriage with folks outside of my marriage of the opposite sex. Dangerous, wrong, will set you up. I don't care what you say. Yeah, but I got a best friend. We grew up since high school. We've known each other all years. Yeah, I hear you. But here's what I'm going to promise you. If you don't slip up with him, it's going to cause you to weaken your defenses to slip up with somebody. I'm talking to somebody this morning. I didn't plan. That is not on my notes. I didn't plan to talk about that. Cut that mess out. Talking about my work husband, my work wife. Be on your partner's team. You feel me, Francis? Renee says she getting her mug. I know that's right, Renee. Y'all go and get your mug. GlennPBrooksJr.com, GlennPBrooksJr.com. Get your Breakfast with the Brookses mug. Cherie had them make this up for us. Oh, that's a good picture right there. Here's the website. If I bring it over here, Glenn Brooks. I'm trying to do it backwards, y'all. There we go. I can't keep it straight. Stop following your. You see me trying to figure it out. Anyway, y'all know Breakfast with the Brooks is the mug. Get it at GlennPBrooksJr.com if you want to get it. No, Carla, you know I'm telling the truth. Carla, you know. Talking about my work husband. You better get out of my face. Listen, Kofia, that's what my goal is. I am not coming up on here being fake. Nope. Let me tell y'all what I know, and I'm getting ready to get up out of here because I got a coaching call here later this. Listen, fake didn't serve me well. I was that guy. I was the guy that would tell you what you wanted to hear. I was the guy that would people please you. I was the guy that would live one way or believe one way but live another. I was the guy that would cover things up. I was the guy that you could never catch me in something long enough. It would take 10 people to be in the same room to figure out who the real Glenn P. Brooks Jr. really was. I was that guy. And let me tell you what I know. That led to a failed marriage. That led to a life of no integrity. That led to failed opportunities in the workplace. That led to loss of money, real cash. That led to loss of relationships, deep-seated relationships that I probably, although, I've done my best to go back and make amends, there's certainly a sting still there. Hello? There's a distance still there because fake did not serve me well. And I'm not interested in not being transparent. When you learn how to be on your partner's team, it's going to cause you to be transparent. So real quick, we'll take do a quick rerun and recap so that for those of you just jumped in, and certainly want to encourage you to share this out. Maybe go back and check out the replay. We're talking about 5 simple ways to strengthen the friendship in your marriage. Number 1, we said make small moments big or make them into pivotal experiences. Number 2, we said express genuine interests in your partner. Number 3, we said make everything positive in your relationship. When you hear that word positive, I want you to hear the word foreplay. Make everything foreplay in your relationship so that it leads to a marriage of ease. I'll just leave it there. I love it. I love it. Number 4, make your friendship unconditional. It's kind of like love. I'm going to love you regardless. My friendship is going to come above my feelings. Hello? And then number 5, be on your partner's team. I hope this helped you guys tonight. Again, Sheri wasn't able to jump on with us. She's I got to go and keep nursing her back to health, and she's going to be fine. Y'all keep praying for her. But I just wanted to just show up and make sure that we're consistent when it comes to showing up and adding value to you guys. For those of you guys who are not a part of the MAPS Relationship Academy, again, I want you to go to www.glennpbrooksjr.com. Sign up for a free discovery session. If you want to order your Breakfast with the Brookses mug, you can get that there as well. At the end of the day, we will be back next week, Lord willing, and Creek Don't Rise. This time with my partner every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. live right here on YouTube. Breakfast with the Brookses. At the end of the day, you cannot get to any place of significance, guys. I promise you that, even in your relationships. Why? Because we all need some help. Y'all be good. Let's talk soon.